Adventure today. Cloudy, 42. Some drizzle tonight, probably after midnight, 32. Tomorrow we'll have a little bit of precipitation, maybe some rain through the day, changing to some snow late in the afternoon, but really no accumulation, 35. Will be partly sunny, 28 on Wednesday. We're at 29 for Superior Industrial Sales and Service.
Excuse me. We are live on Facebook. So
Live.
no,
Uncensored.
We are live on Facebook.
yes, that's
Hey,
where we-
Facebook.
that's where we spend most of our lives, is right on Facebook.
That's where we spend our lives, on Facebook.
I did go live.
There was a commercial about Facebook on the...
There was. I went live yesterday before the game.
Yeah.
And before our hockey practice. And I had my dog Otis choose the winner of the Super Bowl.
And how'd he do it?
So I wrote 49ers on one tennis ball and Chiefs on the other, and I set them down and said, okay, Otis, he went, sniffed the 49ers, then he went and sniffed the Chiefs, and he went back and picked up the 49ers. So Otis is not a good bellwether loser.
Don't use him for the NCAA bracket.
No, he's not going to be my bracket mentor.
Your bracket buddy, your wingman for the bracket.
Nope, but he was a good sport.
He took it like a dog.
He took it like a dog, laying down.
And he didn't watch the game either, I'm thinking.
He did, because we had quite a few people over.
Yeah.
And he is a social butterfly, Otis is.
Likes his ears scratched in the back,
He
I
does.
suppose.
And he likes it when people drop food. My other dog could care less. She could throw everybody, including me, out of the house except Joni. And Roxy would be just fine with that.
Otis is the one that ran out to me the other night when I was dropping off Tessa.
Otis,
He is a social butterfly.
oh yeah.
He came out, I scratched his head. He wanted to jump in the car.
Yes. So
That's his thing.
my brother left his wallet or glasses at my house one time. He got out, left his door open, came in, grabbed his glass, went back in, and Otis had jumped in his car.
Was that the steering wheel?
And he wouldn't get out. Took him 15 minutes to get Otis out of his car.
Time for the U.S. Staffing Show. While we were on break here, we learned Ben's dog's name is Otis.
One of them,
And the other one is
Roxy.
Roxy.
And Otis did not very well. Didn't pick the
Otis
Super Bowl
picked-
winner.
The 49ers.
Picked the
He's
49ers.
a loser.
Never checking with Otis.
No, don't check.
Football selection.
Oh, my
Roxy
goodness.
might be all right, but
Well, did you watch the game, Greg? You enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
as much as he could.
Listen, it wasn't the Lions, okay, but
It was much better than the Lions.
Yeah.
It was.
Exactly.
there was a winner, and
Yes.
that played
was-
well.
I enjoyed that game much more than any other Lions game that I watched.
Oh my goodness. Well, Greg, today we're talking about business succession planning. Say that fast 5 times in a row. You end up in
On a
trouble.
Monday morning.
Yeah, on a Monday morning. So like picking your the person coming after you to lead the company. But
Right.
before we get into that, we have, we're just winding up football season here.
Super Bowl.
Let's do a few funny football quotes that we found. Woody Hayes.
Oh yeah.
This had to be
There's a
edited.
fun guy.
This one had to be edited, I'm sure. Football, after all, is a great way to get rid of your aggressions without going to jail for it.
That's right.
And he had plenty of opportunities. He was kind of rough on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, back in that era, they all
He
were.
was at the end of his career.
yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. I don't know if he was crazy, but like he was.
He was a little crazy.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Got his marbles knocked around a couple times.
By U of M, of course.
That's right. Well, here's a couple from Vince Lombardi.
Oh boy.
So football is not a contact sport. It's a collision sport. Dancing is a contact sport.
Yeah, my wife would tell that's true because I don't know how to do it, so we fall. So
That's
it's
right.
Like it's a contact sport. for
Well, he
sure.
also said this in a press conference after a game when he was asked about the loss. He said, "We didn't lose the game. We just ran out of time."
That's optimism. How about this one? Don Shula. By the way, I saw Don Shula last night,
Yeah.
just before the game of the.
At your house?
Surprise.
Yeah, well, he on the TV in our house. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And I saw, my favorite quarterback, Tom Brady, was there. Yeah.
He was.
Greg's not going to say anything about that. Anyways, here's what Don Shula said. He said, "Sure, luck means a lot in football. If you don't have a good quarterback, that's bad luck." Thank you
So
very
true.
much. Bruce Coslet, or Coslet. Now, I had to look this up. I wasn't sure who he was.
It's the Bengals
Bengals and the Jets,
and the Jets.
which I didn't
I'm
know.
assuming this is the Jets.
Yeah, it could be the Lions, though. You'll understand why after I read it. We can't run. We can't pass.
Can't tackle.
We can't stop the run. We can't stop the pass. We can't kick. He was talking about the Jets, I'm sure, but still. Other than that, we're just not a very good football team right now.
I like that.
Outside of those things, we still are not very well.
It's so nothing. It could be the Lions.
That's right. Well, Greg, just like how football players need to know when to retire, like Tom Brady, business
Stop.
owners need to know when to transition the business to the next generation. And today, that's the article that we're discussing.
Yeah, you know, we found an article that's titled Successful Successions Are Never Smooth. And actually, it's interesting. It's from familybusiness.org. And it was written by Claudia Astrakhan. And this article talks about the daunting task of leadership succession that every successful family-owned business comes up against.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
are way too many S's in this, Ben.
There are. I'm sorry about that. Succession is one of the biggest challenges a family business is going to face. And in fact, succession is a decisive moment in the life of any organization.
Yeah.
And many family firms fail as a result of unsuccessful successions. There are a lot of S's in this. This is a tongue twister this Monday morning. Oftentimes, failed successions are due to assumptions that are taken from both the older generation and the next generation of leaders.
Right.
And one of the assumptions is that the transition's just going to go swimmingly.
It
It's
ain't going
gonna
to
be
go
just
so
fine.
well,
Yeah.
right? That's not what experience shows. It's often, it's not that very smooth at all. And
No.
they're usually with conflict and that sort of thing. Successful succession planning, you know, includes all the stakeholders, except that there's going to be conflict, and they view it as a natural, and they don't let it get let it get in the way of things. So
They don't bleed into the business of
right,
things. Yeah.
yeah. They also make sure that current and future leaders, as well as the business itself, are adaptable and they're receptive to change.
Yeah, so Astrakhan gives us a few things to consider for leadership succession, and the first is prepare the current and future leaders. The article identifies that successors between the ages of 35 and 45 years possess an adequate balance of energy and experience to step into the role
I'm out of
of the
luck.
top dog. So,
I am out of luck. I'm
Yeah.
way beyond that.
yep. Well, this allows them, according to the article,
Yeah.
allows them to recover from mistakes faster because they have the energy to do that. But what's maybe even more important is that in this age, those successors are still willing to ask for help and
Okay.
look for guidance, where that definitely decreases the older you get.
As you get older, sure. Equally important, though, is preparing the current leader for a transition as well. There's a lot of research that shows that a CEO's performance decreases after 10 years on the job. So there's a natural tendency to initiate change less frequently the longer a leader is in that position. Now, the next idea that she talks about is to prepare the business. If it can be avoided, a succession should not take place when a company faces financial problems, legal problems, major
Right.
customers dropping out, that sort of thing. However, I would add that's usually when it does happen, though.
No, sometimes that has to happen
Like when
because of
things
those
are
things.
when things are
Yes.
going well.
Or
Yeah.
somebody wants to get out.
Or,
Yes.
yes, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But usually it comes at a time when there are problems going on, big
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, another component of preparing the business to ensure there is constant and is to make sure that there is constant investment back into the business. And oftentimes, tenured CEOs tend to reduce investments into the business and keep the return high for the family. It kind of keeps the
Okay.
complainers at bay sometimes.
Okay.
But that cannot come at the cost of sacrificing the business. So.
Right.
The final idea that she discusses is preparing other family members and employees.
Yeah, they prepare them for that change. So many
Yes.
times the relationships that the current CEO has with management can be a disruption. A good example is a CFO or a finance person who is strongly connected with the departing leader. That person may decide to continue to report to the exiting leader even after they've left the organization.
Right.
That's very divisive, obviously.
Yeah.
Damages trust not only between the CFO and the new CEO, but also between the
Right.
CEO and the predecessor. Just the whole organization gets upside down if that happens.
Yeah, for sure. So, listen, maybe you're in a transition period in your career and you're looking for some help. We can help with that. Our team helps people every day take that next step. Or maybe you're a business leader who needs to fill some gaps in your company. call us. We work with a lot of highly qualified job seekers in the area. Jim, what can people do to contact us?
Yeah, if business leaders or potential team members want to talk with us, they can find us on Facebook at US Staffing Agency, and they can live chat with us on our website at usstaffingagency.com, or come on into our Jackson location at 707 North Wisner. Our number over there is 787-6150.
And congratulations to Chad Henney.
Who did not play a single moment, but he watched from the sideline, I'm sure.
And he has a ring.
U of M was there.